Hello, Sariah Bastian here, owner and creator of Beyond Breath, a course that walks married women through overcoming their husband's infidelity and recreating peace and balance and love within themselves again so that they can create a whole, empowered marriage. And I have one of my clients today who has just graduated her time with us, who is here to share her experience with us. So welcome today. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. And as if you have watched any of these testimonials, most of my clients decide to stay confidential, which we hold with so much respect, as we're just so grateful for the opportunity that they give us to hear their story and what their experience has been. So let's start off with you sharing with us what was the main thing that you were experiencing that was the most challenging within yourself after infidelity in your marriage or before you joined Beyond Breath?
I think if I were to have to identify the biggest challenge, I was really, really just deeply struggling with getting a sense of grounding in myself. My identity really took a slip and a hit when, D-Day happened, when I learned about the infidelity. Self-confidence was an issue. And I spent, about 9 months just really struggling from day to day with anxiety and ruminating. It would hit points where my sleep was disrupted. I couldn't get my footing with understanding how to move forward or how to rebuild trust. And all of the different things that I could find, read, try. We did marriage counseling, I did individual therapy, all kind of recommended the same type of approach. And that approach actually left me feeling more hollow than whole. And it was a police, what can my spouse do to make me feel secure? What can he do? Monitoring his behavior, monitoring his activities, where is he at? Who is he with? It felt like, those things should make me feel better. Looking through his phone, but every time I would participate in that activity, or he would be sharing things with me, or I would be looking in his phone, I found that I still felt very much so like I just hadn't found it yet. It was bringing me no peace whatsoever. And it actually just seemed to make things worse. So I had hit a point where I didn't feel like I could go from day to day with a clear decision-making process. Do I have all the information? Don't I? What really happened? What didn't happen? What is he doing now? What isn't he? Like, those were just like consuming thoughts that I dealt with every day. And I had hit a point to where I recognized I couldn't continue um, in that cycle or in that way. It was stealing joy, it was stealing time. Our marriage really wasn't progressing in any direction. It just was kind of riddled with frustration and challenges, and him wanting to gain my trust and trying all of these things, and me feeling like I had a block to receiving that, but I couldn't figure out how to move that block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So since joining Beyond Breath, which has just been over 90 days, share with us what the biggest highlight for you has been.
Oh, biggest highlight. I'll interpret that as my first big aha that kind of took me to a different place in my journey. Through the education in Beyond Breath, I was able to gain a lot of tools and education that helped me to focus on myself and my own healing. And there was a point during the process where I learned about using my thoughts to take a mental exit, and how our brains, our minds, our trauma response will push us down a familiar path. And when we've been hurt and we have trauma, that familiar path is to seek information to dispel a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And that in and of itself was leading me to a point of continued rumination. That was kind of the first step, the key thing. And once I grasped that, hey, I can disrupt this and I can exit, and I don't have to go down that path. This isn't my intuition telling me there's something more to find. It's my trauma response pushing me. And the more that I go down that road, the more my brain will call for more of that information. It's not intuition. I'm not missing something. And taking that exit. And so I think the highlight has been being empowered by the information to be able to affect meaningful things that are very simple in concept, but very powerful in result in my day-to-day life. And the community element, all of it. Like it's hard for me to pinpoint one highlight, Sariah, because the entire 90 days has really been a journey that in concert, has dramatically changed my life.
If you could, in short, share with us then, like, what have been your results?
My results. I'm living a different life now. I'm living my life. I do not spend any time ruminating. I am not avoiding certain routes or public places. I'm sleeping all night with no dreams to disrupt me that would wake up and be nightmarish about whatever thing. There's joy in my marriage. We are spending a lot of time together, enjoying that time together. I'm open to receive, right? The work that's being done. I am capable of having very hard conversations and remaining in my truth and not coming away from those conversations feeling anxiety ridden or tense. I can identify when my body starts to respond to something and focus on my breath and focus on myself to become grounded again. I don't feel tied to having to have someone else do something in order for me to move forward and live my life. And that's where I'm at today. Yeah.
So my favorite is that last thing you said, because we often just wait for the person who's harmed us the most to heal us. And you said exactly what my deepest intention is, that you would learn through this, is that you are responsible for your healing. It's all in your hands. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Share with us, to close, what would you tell somebody who's on the fence about joining us inside of Beyond Breath?
Do it. Just do it. Don't be afraid of it. It can be overwhelming to reach out. I found you on Instagram. Very out of my comfort zone to reach out to a professional that I really have no other connection to other than I watched your Instagram reel. If you're starting this journey or you're looking for something like this program, you may be in a position where it is more difficult for you to make decisions or identify if you're taking the right action for yourself. And my advice would be, do it. Don't wait another day. This program works. This program will give you tangible things that you can do for yourself. It will teach you things that will help you in ways that extend way beyond the infidelity that you are working to heal. Just do it. It's an investment in yourself, and it's an investment worth making. And you will come away with something that goes beyond just the healing of infidelity in a marriage. You will come away looking in the mirror and recognizing who you are again. Yeah. So that's what I would say.
Will you share with us, just because I know we talked right before this, about what you said about that exact thing, looking in the mirror?
When I started, roughly 90 days ago, I didn't feel like I would even recognize myself when I looked in the mirror. I was looking at a person that was so uncertain and so conflicted over who I was as a person. Was I strong? Was I weak? Did I make the right choice? Didn't I make the right choice? What is the right choice? What do I need to make the right choice? Like just so much swirling. And I didn't see that ease or power or strength or confidence, even in my own gaze when I would look in the mirror. And when I look in the mirror today, I see that again. I feel grounded and rooted. I'm not confused about who I am. I'm not confused about what I did or didn't do. I don't feel confused or bogged down by choices I did or didn't make. I feel confident in where I'm going. I feel confident in assessing what comes my way in my own truth. It's very easy to identify when things don't align to that and to just call them out for what they are. And so I feel strong again. And I feel like I recognize the person that I see when I look in the mirror.
My favorite. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that with us and for sharing your story with us when we're stuck in the trauma of infidelity. Our story is that Kenny believes and he did this, and you just spoke an empowered story. So thank you for sharing that with us. And for those of you listening, if this speaks to you, if this calls to you, if this resonates with you in any way, take her advice and do it. Step into this investment with yourself. Your life is passing you by, and it's, as you just heard and witnessed, like it's there for you today, and very possible for you to participate in your life even after this nightmare has happened to you. And it's all due to the work that you do inside of Beyond Breath. So reach out, DM me, email me, hop on my website, SariahBastian.com, follow me on Instagram at Sariah.Bastian, and let's get you to recognize who you are again, back to you again. Yeah. Thank you so much again for sharing your story. I truly have just loved working with you, and to hear this has just been, for me, just so fulfilling to know this is your end. So thank you.
Thank you as well.
Yes, you're welcome. I love you, and bye-bye.